Nigeria Info.
.3 Nigeria Info Lagos. Good morning to you. Welcome to Dailies today, the second part here on Nigeria Info. I'm Sheriff Quadry.
And I'm Jimi. Disu. Good morning.
That's right. We are live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's start right now. The Vanguard newspaper, page 6. Uncle Sam at 90 deserves commendation for media development in Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu.
Yeah, the grandpapa of journalism, Uncle Sam Amoka, who we fondly call Uncle Sam, is 90 years old today, and it's a very big celebration for those of us in the media. I'd have you know that he gave me the first push, real push in journalism way back in 1981, when I remember when I applied sheriff. I'd gone to, I think Mr. Shola Odunfa took me to him, if I remember. He told me to do a test, and I applied as a senior reporter. And then when I did a test, it came back, it looked at, so who told you could be a senior reporter? So I was so scared that I'd overreached myself. So I scribbled something on the paper. Lo and behold, when I got to personnel, I was made an assistant editor. And that's how I started my career. And back then, I got a flat, I got a car, and stuff like that. Anyway, that's for me. But for Sam, since then, it's been a heavy relationship between all of us, Eric, Teniola, Moyiwa, Adetiba, a whole gang of us till date. In fact, I think next week, Sheriff is a special Amala in his honor. Yes. So all of us have become one big family. Uncle Sam started his, I think the first job he did, or the first recognition he got, he used to write a column way back then in the Daily Times, and it was called Sad Sam. So his contemporaries call him Sad Sam because they can't call him Uncle, but we call him Uncle Sam, and it's stuck on him. The governor says here that he deserves commendation. A lot of the governors have placed ads and whatever congratulating him. There is one very emotional message from IBB, and he thanked him for all the support. Uncle Sam stands by his friends. I remember very well. He never said that to me, but he said to other people, he would say, look, this paper is yours. You can do what you like, but you cannot abuse my friend. Babangida is my friend. So he was very, very loyal. And so I wasn't surprised to see the advert in the papers where, and about 3 papers, IBB put it and finished it off with a phrase I think is between them: "Man we no man." What only God knows what that is. But Uncle Sam, it's quite an emotional day for us because it's not easy to hit 90. But his mom hit. I think his mom passed on at 109 or something like that.
Word.
And I think he has 1 or 2 elder brothers. So
Still.
So when Uncle Sam always tells me once in a while, when he looks at me once in a while, and says that, Jimi, your family, I want to ask him how I can change my DNA so that I too can live up to 90. And imagine me at 90. It is important that you know that Uncle Sam at 90 is not an old man like you think. He's up and about. He has a very, very active social life. Very, very active social life. And he dances a lot. He likes contemporary music. He knows more about contemporary music than myself.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he walks around with this thing.
Wow.
And he knows. So, Uncle Sam, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sir.
From the whole gang of us, Moyiwa, and a whole lot of us there will be Pepe, there will be Jejemus.
And Kwekwemos.
Okay, Jejemus is Jay. What about Kwekwe is what now?
As in, all of us will be there.
All of us will.
I'm a
you are not invited.
Kilo de, why not? We'll go.
Okay, I take care of that. So there you are, Uncle Sam. Happy birthday. I'm going to do a tribute to him tomorrow, though, at 9 o'clock in the morning. So get friends and whatever to come say happy birthday to him. And we hope, well, I hope to be around when he turns 100, because when it turns 100, that will then be turning 80.
Hmm.
Let me say, I hope to be around when it turns 110. So
So
that
it
will
can
then
be
be
90.
90. Let's extend it. I hope to be around.
Happy birthday, Uncle Sam.
I go back to Uncle Sam.
Let's go take this story on page 7 of the Vanguard. Air India crash. Tinubu world leaders mourn as 290 perish.
It was a disaster.
Have you seen the video?
The whole of yesterday till about, I monitored the news up till about 10, 11, woke up at 4 o'clock, went back again to CNN, and it was a disaster. There's even the video making the rounds of when it took off. There's CCTV at the airport.
Yes.
So they got a clear image of when it took off. And I don't think it had gone up to a minute or 2 minutes.
No.
Now, there are a few issues that you will never know now what actually caused that. But there are a few issues we probably need to take note of. By the way, it was an Air India flight. It was going from India to Gatwick Airport in the UK. And to the best of my knowledge, thankfully, little messes. I haven't heard that any Nigerian was there. But given the Nigerian, whatever, for having various passports, you never know. If I was there, for example, they would list me with the British.
Oh, yes.
But so far, we haven't heard that there's any Nigeria involved. One person survived.
Yes, one person.
11A. He was in seat 11A.
Notes down the number.
Sorry?
They should note down.
No, that way some people are superstitious. And he walked. He
walked
left
out of
the
it.
plane,
Yeah.
walked out of it. The aircraft was a Boeing Dreamliner. A few things to note. One, there have been some concerns somehow on the Boeing aircrafts. There's been some concerns. In fact, on the company itself, there has been some concerns. Two, if you are a follower of air travel and whatever on YouTube and so on and so forth, the stories you hear about Air India have not been palatable at all, to be honest with you. Even though such stories had to do with simple hygiene on the plane, torn seats, and so on and so forth, the reviews you get about Air India haven't been encouraging at all in any manner. And what my common sense tells me is that if you don't pay attention to the little things, the big things will pass you by. That's my own feeling. And also remember that there was, unfortunately, but we have to draw the nexus, that we also had a Nigerian airline that had, I think, was the origins, I think, from India, whatever it is, and they too exhibited some, in fact, there was like 1 or 2 crashes, I think, and they've been sent away or they've left the country. I don't want to raise any dust about that now. Let's put it behind us. So, by my reckoning, they haven't had what, in my mind, I'm not a professional. In fact, maybe on Tuesday, I'll put 1 or 2 professionals together and let's see so far what we'll be able to make out of what has happened. Because it's quite significant. You might say it's not anywhere near your route, but when something is flying in the sky, it could drop anywhere. Like yesterday, it dropped on a medical school. Okay? So there have been concerns about, and indeed, that very aircraft, Sheriff, that particular aircraft, somebody had done a video of the previous flight. Nothing virtually was working. The TV was not working. The remote was not working. The whole seats were torn, dead, name it. Standard things.
The same aircraft.
The same aircraft. So that lens, it's now. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying what has occurred to me and might occur to other people. We'll have to wait for the report. But to give our brains an exercise, it brings about discomfort that, could there have been some error could in maintenance and so on and so forth. Nobody knows. We'll soon get to that. So just have these issues at the back of your mind, that it could have anything. Now, another video has surfaced that there was a prominent, I don't know whether it's politician or top government official, who was on that plane. And the thinking of certain persons who probably put that video up is that could it be sabotage? Because the passenger the only surviving passenger said he heard a bang at the...
Oh.
Yes, he said he heard a bang. And that could be from the luggage area, who knows. But between the time he heard the bang and the time he walked off, I don't think he had more than 2 minutes to do that. I don't think he had time to process what he heard. So we have to be open-minded and wait to see.
And we don't want to hear that the only survivor suddenly just developed some things and then
he shouldn't develop anything, but he could. He could. To survive that kind of thing, you don't know what kind of collateral damage, the least of it being psychological, could have happened to him. If you walk out of a plane where 200 and something people died and you're the only one. So they're going to have to treat... They're going to have to do MRIs and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to treat him for trauma. And the thinking is that he's going to be in hospital for a while till he stabilizes. He's a British citizen. He went to meet his family in India and was going back to the UK when this unfortunate incident happened. So it's going to open up a whole lot of things, a whole lot of investigations. Understandably, I heard the Boeing company, of course, have moved in also to see if they can find out what exactly went on there. But my advice to travelers generally is that educate yourself so that to the barest minimum, you would have done what is possible to the barest minimum to ensure your safety. It's very, very important. Don't just go for the cheapest airline. Yes, because there was once there was a cousin of mine, Tola, was on a flight to the UK. All of a sudden, he called me, "Where are you?" He said he was in Algeria. The flight had to divert to Algeria. Luckily, he took an airline that has an international outlook, and they had an office in Nigeria, and they were able to take care of them. And the turnaround time was about 18 hours, I think. So what if it was an airline that didn't have such a facility? If you're not careful, you might be kept on the aircraft till another aircraft comes. So when you are traveling, and you should take air travel very serious, because you can't walk off. I've been on flights before when I reach the door, open the door for me and let me go. I will never forget a flight I took. I think it was Okada way back then. I took from Lagos to Calabar. At one point, there was a gentleman, he's of blessed memory now, so I won't mention his name. Well, elderly man and top personality. He got up and was walking. He was in a trauma. He got up and was heading towards the door. The plane was throwing us left, right, and center, up and down. Or more. Anyway, next week, I think either Tuesday or Thursday, I will bring one or two people just for us to look at the scenarios. The brickbat between Airpeace and Senator Shomole is still ongoing. The last I heard was that Airpeace are demanding or claiming that they should play back the CCTV. And so I saw the remark by our good friend Ruben Abati, who said, yes, the fans should have the CCTV, or don't they have a CCTV? And I think that would be nice if the, I think it was Fan, would make the CCTV available so we can get a clear view of, clear idea of what actually took place. So that's the report we have this morning. And to the newspapers, we are told that Tinubu and other world leaders they are mourning, and Tinubu specifically expressed heartfelt condolences to the Prime Minister and the people of India following the tragic clash. He said that the tragedy of Air India reminds us once again of the fragility of life and the common bond of humanity that holds us together. On his part, President Trump expressed concern over the fatal crash and pledged U.S. support if needed. Trump said the plane crash was terrible. I've already told them anything we can do will be over there immediately. And says it's a big country, a strong country, they'll handle it in his usual Trump manner. King Charles also said that he was desperately shocked by the air crash in India, sending prayers and deepest possible sympathies to the various families. So that's where we are on that.
Let's move on to the Daily Trust on page 5. Protest against hardship flops in states.
I said it yesterday. I predicted it, and that's exactly what happened. The civil societies have there is a hidden fear among some of us who have a sense of history about where this country is headed. So we are going to need a lot. We are going to demand a lot from the civil societies to steer this government aright. I think the euphoria of the victory has eaten deep into the government, and I get a sense that the government, those within the government, think that everything belongs to the current president. No, Nigeria is Nigeria. The presidency is the Nigerian presidency, and things should be done in that light. When it comes to the issue of the awards, I will expand on that. So I believe the civil societies must find another way to make themselves relevant, or have civil societies themselves collapsed?
It's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Like before now,
yes,
you hear more civil societies. Good,
yes,
I mean, household names in quotes now in the civil society space. But right now, I think just a few that I don't want to mention any, so it doesn't sound somehow.
Yeah,
those are the very few ones.
You don't hear concerned
active,
professionals.
You don't hear of all of these names anymore. And you wonder what has become of that space, that civic space.
I know what has become of the space. The culture has changed. People no longer have that national spirit that the likes of Bekor and Sonkuti and all these other people had. Even Olisa, a lot of them, that national spirit hasn't gone down to the next generation.
Could it be that that space has been shrinking over time due to government interference, actions, or elections?
Government interference, the culture has changed. The way we were, that's why a lot of these young people don't understand people like me. I'm sorry to personalize it, but we have to talk about it. The way we were trained is different from the way they were trained. And that we were trained, we grew up at a time when Nigeria it was a carryover from the struggle for independence. And therefore, with that training at the back of our minds, we now carried on with the struggle for democracy. But a lot of the young 40-year-olds now that should be the core of this, they didn't go. They grew up in a country where everybody is on the hustle. So it's frightening, yes, but increasingly you're going to find a lot of Nigerians, if care is not taken, they'll just mind their business, take their hustle either through criminal processes or whatever. They'll try to make a living. I mean, when a head is quoted to have said you can grab it and run away with it, that's the kind of culture that you have now. So younger people are out there. That's why you find a lot. You saw the EFCC chairman when he was talking to the TVC gentleman and said how 19, 20, 21-year-olds are almost billionaires. Right now, everybody is on the hustle, and I think we are losing that collective spirit.
Is there a price to pay for that?
We are paying it already, and it's going to get worse. It definitely is going to get worse, because guess what? A lot of the 19-year-olds that the EFCC chairman was talking about, 20, 21-year-olds, will soon become 40. They'll be criminally minded, and they will form the bulk of government. When I was young, it was unheard of to be seen walking the street with a policeman behind you, swinging his baton. These days it's different. Nigerians have a very good tolerance for crime. And that is evident. I said, I think it was when Femi interviewed me, I said something to the effect that the average Nigerian politician now cannot fill a 2-page form without looking over his shoulder. Starting from name, date of birth. Why do you think that Nigerians, just to fill a passport form, will go meet a consultant or visa form? So criminality now has become part of us. Individuality has become part of us. Everybody wants to blow. That's the culture of that individual spirit. When we were like in our 30s, way back, even from when I was in university, it was always about struggle. When I was active in the Pirates confraternity, when I was in university, it was always about, yes, the system, the corruption. Those were the things we were concerned with. Do you think any university student, and most university students now are looking for a way to get out of poverty and blow? And the price to pay for it is that you will end up having an uneven and heavily divided society. But this is how I think it will work out. The divide between the have and the have-nots will so widen up to a point sometime that the have-nots will respond, and the way they will respond is not known. I can't work it out how it might happen, but it could be very devastating. The only thing that can save, if God in his benevolence will send us a leader who has that, I don't care whether he's a dictator, whether he's whatever, who has that presence of mind and determination to set an example and turn the country around. And we don't have such a leader yet. We don't. We should tell ourselves the truth. Anyway, I think I should go to the pulpit. Anyway, the story here, it says that situations in Bauchi, Niger, and Kano, there was heavy deployment of security personnel in Bauchi, where the protest was supposed to have held. The organizers had earlier suspended the protest for undisclosed reasons. Remember, I said that the civil societies themselves have been infiltrated. Some of them are leading this, and so at the last, look at what happened here. I'm not saying that's what happened, but look at this. There was to be a process. At the last minute, they called it off. Also in Niger State, the designated venue for the protest, Gidan Masasa, was occupied by police officers. The police said they were there for public safety. There was no sign of protest at Sabon Gari Farm Center, Kantin Quadry, and Yankaba in Kano State, as residents told Daily Trust that they were not even aware of it. At Quadry Market, Malam Ibrahim Musa, a textile trader, said politics is not on the minds of most of the people at the moment. He says that people are more concerned about survival. Things are expensive, and what we need now is customers, not protests. Maybe in Lagos or Abuja it's happening, no. But here, everybody is doing business as usual. The organizers of the protest, scheduled to have been at the National Museum and Monument in Benin City and Auchi in Edo State, shelved it, citing security reasons. You see what I said about infiltration? A correspondent observed heavy security presence at major junctions in the metropolis. The coordinator of the protest, Hafiz Lawal, said it was shelved for security reasons. In Yobe, residents boycotted the protest. The organizers did not show up at Maiduguri bypass roundabout when the demonstration was built to be staged. In Lagos, the End Bad Government Movement and pro-President Bola Ahmed Tinubu group, two groups called Team Nigeria, exchanged words over the president's performance. The two groups mounted their vans with musical equipment. This one was playing Wasiu, this one was playing Sonny maybe. or Fela's song. Blared songs laced with words hailing and criticizing the president at the convergence point for protests in the Ikeja underbridge. I congratulate this government for having handled this issue. But it's very important for them to know something. The people are still hungry. A hungry man is an angry man. And that can be very dangerous because you are not too sure how they will react eventually. There were some demonstrations in Oyo and Oshun, but nothing to write home about. Therefore, we can just say that what we had was a complete flop.
We can take this story here before
Yes,
we
I
go.
was wondering, yes.
Knox kudos Tinubu honors June 12 heroes.
Well, I'd like to thank President Tinubu for honoring the heroes anyway. That being said, it appears the list was full of people that he liked. I didn't see Wahab Dosumu's name there, and all of us know his contributions. His house was even firebombed. He was the one who hid Abiola in Aguda on the day of and he provided the venue for the Ekpetedo declaration. I didn't see Chief Shobo Efremimo's name there. Dele Momodu's name is not there. Is it because Dele Momodu has been highly critical of the president? In fact, he brought out a sarcastic statement about why that the president even saved in embarrassment for not being there because he believes that the current government has been undemocratic and so on and so forth. I'm going to again advise the president, those working at the presidency, to say that this country belongs to all. You cannot just be, honoring the president's friends and associates or naming everything after him. Or else you will lose value. At the end of the day, I don't have enough time to go into detail with that. But at least we hear that the whatever might be reviewed as time goes on before it's conferred on them.
All right. That's our show, Lagos. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. Lagos, that's our show. Let's leave the room for Kofi Bertels to make a return for the last 1 hour of the show. JD will be back at 9. Good morning to you.
Oh, what did they happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.